Kat Iniba, and thank you so much for tuning in to Halo Halo, your one stop for the latest in entertainment news and lifestyle features. The 32nd annual Los Angeles Asian Pacific Film Festival kicks off this Thursday, April 21st, with the world premiere of The Tiger Hunter. And joining us today is the filmmaker, the director, the writer, Lena, and the producer, Megha Kadakia. Thank you so much for being here today.
Well, thanks for having us.
I saw the trailer to The Tiger Hunter, and I thought it was funny. I could relate to the story, and it's very real. Lena, what inspired you to do the film or write the story, first of all?
I mean, there was a few things. My grandfather was a tiger hunter kind of back in the day when tigers used to literally ravage villages.
Oh,
He was
wow.
always this bigger, like larger than life figure, and I always heard these huge stories about him. And then it's a little bit what you said about, being very real. Like I interviewed a lot of immigrants, dozens of immigrants who came in the 70s from all different backgrounds, Indian, Pakistani, we had Korean, we had all kinds of things. And so a lot of the stories that made up that even you saw in the trailer, I got from these interviews.
Yeah.
I remember this guy telling us, the one that we have in the trailer where there's a bunch of guys sleeping on the floor like sardines. Somebody told me that that's what they did. It's like they're squished together so close because they didn't have room. When they needed to turn, somebody would go, "Ota!" and they would all turn over.
Megha, how did you become a part of the project?
Well, funny enough, I had just come off of Miss India America, and Alan Powell, who's our executive producer, he said, do you want to come into my office? I have someone you need to meet. And it was Lena, and it was she had already finished financing the film, which is a first for me as a producer.
Right.
And it was really hard not to say yes because she's so fun. But the project itself was such a great project to be a part of, and one thing led to another. And we were in pre-production.
Yeah. What was it, like several years ago that you started this film, and then it was finished about a year and a half ago?
It's sort of finished.
Sort of.
Editing kind of took a bit. Our first editor, his wife had a baby, all sorts of things like that. But yeah,
life happened.
Yeah, we finished it about 3 to 4 months ago.
Yeah, and I hear that you had a special screening at the Indian Film Festival, but we're actually having a world premiere at the Los Angeles Asian Pacific Film Festival, right?
So it was a private screening at the Indian Film Festival.
Yeah, and what was the response?
It was incredible, actually. We weren't shocked, but it was nice to hear because no one had really seen the film. Outside of Lena and I and a few others, no one had really seen the film. So it was so nice to get some crowd involvement and to see how our actors perceived their roles and the overall film. And it was nice. It was nice. It was a nice reception, and it got us really excited. And now we're very excited for the world premiere.
Right. It's an all-star cast. I mean, you have Danny Pudi, Jon Heder. How did you get a great cast?
I don't even know. It's like, I mean, it's not a tiny budget, but it's not a huge budget. I mean, Danny came on board and we were just, over the moon. He was just really excited. I think when he came on board, a bunch of people came in and then it just became a party. And other people were like, sure, I'll come on board. It's only a few days. And then all these celebrities hanging out with each other. I'm like, sure, this is great.
You can come on.
The movie's about community. Come on board. Sleep on the floor with other 19 people.
But I think it speaks to the writing and the vision that Lena had. And I think, and we had an incredible casting director, Emily Schwaber, who really brought the cast together and told Lena and I about Danny, and the minute she did, it was incredible. So
we hadn't even thought about it because we had seen his role on Community, and Community has this huge cult following, but it's a very different character. Here he goes everywhere from kind of physical comedy to very soulful scenes, and he's able to navigate all of it with such nuance. He's amazing.
Right. And then I noticed that it's set in the 70s. Was that really important to you, or what made you do that?
People
it was great.
It was very difficult. Everybody was like, can you just make it modern? And I was like, no, we are not telling a story where people can just FaceTime home, or they can Skype and be like, can you Wells Fargo me some money? Or, part of it is there's kind of a spirit that you had in the 70s you don't have as much now. There's this sort of the camaraderie and community, and that's a lot of what the movie's about. And then things are easier in some ways now. I didn't want people to, when they're in a bind, to pull out their cell phone and Google Map it,
Exactly. That's so true.
It just wouldn't be as fun. And then now we have really awesome music, and the outfits.
The outfits,
so fun.
And the production design was amazing.
Yeah,
too.
it looked like a lot of fun. Now it's a story about love, ambition, rejection. But I read somewhere that it was also very important to you guys to focus on diversity. and misrepresented groups and characters. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, you go first.
I think, you know, and especially right now with Oscar So White and all these other wonderful taglines. I mean, we have such great actors in our community and in many different communities. And I think this story lends itself, especially when you're talking about immigrants, to bring in those diverse characters and roles. And we just have incredible actors, and it gives them a platform to be able to be seen and heard. So I think that's important. But we also wanted to make the story important. So the story, first and foremost, was a focus, and that lent itself to these incredible actors. And they're not all, you know, South Asian or there's so many different diverse roles, with having Jon Heder and Kevin Pollak and others in there as well.
And then there's Sam Page, who I have a whole bunch of friends who wanted to come on set because they have a crush on him.
From Mad Men.
I know, right? Because we didn't go into it thinking like, oh, we need to make a diverse film. It was more like, we're not going to let that stop us. And it's a story that a lot of people wanted to hear. So like when we did our sneak peek at the Indian Film Festival, we had people coming, and you know, they were not minorities who came, and they like remembered every scene from the movie. They're like, you remember this, you remember that, you remember that. I'm like, that's so great. And there's a lot of stories that, you know, a lot of groups can relate to. So I feel like when people are from, you know, the minority populations, you can really relate. So like my family, you know, they love Fresh Off the Boat, right? And we're not, you know, my parents are Indian, but a lot of the stuff we're like, oh my gosh, we do that too.
I can totally relate.
And so we're like, why isn't there anything for those people who see those sorts of connections, and they can see something on screen that actually relates to them. So.
But it's also a universal story, which
I
think
it's a universal story as well. I like how you were able to mesh all of that together.
Yeah, because it's not just a guy who wants to come to America and, you know, find opportunity or something. Really, it's about him living up to the legacy of his father and kind of navigating where his childhood memories, what he thought they were, and at the same time trying to figure out a way to become deserving of the girl he left behind.
Yeah, exactly. And again, world premiere, April 21st at the Los Angeles Asian Pacific Film Festival. Get there early. What time does it screen? Is it 7 p.m.?
It's a 7 p.m. screening, but the red carpet is earlier. And we'll have a lot of great stars, so it'll be a fun event and a great
we're
party
close
afterwards.
to selling out, so I think people need to get tickets.
Get tickets now. For more info, where can we go?
Oh, that's a really good question. I think to the LA Asian Pacific Film Festival website.
You just Google it'll come up right away.
Their website is vconline.org. I think it's /festival.
Yes, you're right.
But thank you guys so much. Congratulations.
No,
I'm looking forward to the film.
Thank you.
Yes, we can't wait to see you.
All I've really wanted in life are two things: to achieve absolute greatness and to win over the world's greatest girl.
Your father is amazing.
How can I ever live up to a man like that? America. America is where you find greatness.
It's probably still going to explode.
There's a few bugs in it, but I don't think it's going to explode. So many of these men have technical degrees, yet they are working as taxi drivers and dishwashers.
I know this is a great country. There's no shame in any kind of job you do.